Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
I'm your host, Minister Dennis Jackson. My wife, Stephanie, is busy, and this is Choose to Love Ministries. So, all right. So today we are going to talk about the marriage and the original baby mama drama. And our text is taken from Genesis, the 16th chapter, the 16th verse, and really all of Genesis chapter 17. And in Genesis 16, Abram is fourscore and 6 years, or 86 years old, when Sarah tells him to go into her handmaiden Hagar in order to conceive a child. Sarah herself is over 60, and she feels she's not going to be able to do it, and she's trying to solve this problem because God told Abram that they were going to have a child of promise. So she figures, she's decided that the way to solve the problem is for Abram to sleep with her handmaiden. And Genesis 17:1 says that when Abram was 99 years old, the Lord came and spoke to Abram, which means that if my math is right, some 13 years had passed since Abram slept with Hagar and conceived a child, and then God spoke to him. So I believe God took 13 years because he was displeased with what Abram had done. And God knew that Abram knew better because God told him directly that he was going to conceive a child with Sarah. But any man who's been married longer than 5 years knows that when your wife has got something in her mind that she's figured out how to solve something, or she wants you to say or do something, and if you don't agree, you might think, oh, that's not right, we shouldn't do that. But if you say, no, I don't want to do it, she's going to shift from trying to solve the problem to thinking that the problem is actually you. And if she could fix you, she wouldn't have any problem. And so what usually happens is, wives, they never forget anything you've ever said or done. It could have happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It doesn't matter. She can recall every minute detail. It was right when you came home. Judge Judy had just gone off the air. You had on that green shirt with the stain on it. And I remember because I told you not to wear that, but you said it passed the smell test and you wore it anyway. And so most men, rather than argue, and they can't even remember what she's talking about, but rather than argue, they usually just acquiesce and go on and do whatever the wife says do, even if they know it might not be right. And then let's face it, there are worse things for a wife to tell her husband to do than to go sleep with the young maid. And in fact, Abram probably thought it was some kind of trick or test. Are you sure you really want me to do that? If so, well, man's got to do what the man's got to do. And so he did it. And they, lo and behold, probably if you watch The Handmaid's Tale, they don't just sleep one time, it's usually several times. And so eventually she conceived and had a child. And so then, wow, Abram's firstborn son. So he's going to teach him everything he knows. Going to teach him the business, how to shoot the ball, how to throw it, how to hunt fish, follow the business. So he's pouring into him. He's happy with Hagar. So they're having some kind of relationship. And anybody knows, I've never cheated on my wife, but I was married before, and anybody's ever had two women, you know, they don't let it go. When they know about each other and decide to stay, and you know, a lot of women say, "Oh, I would never stay," but the truth is, about half of them actually stay in those kind of relationships. And so, when the two women know about each other, they really find ways to torment each other. They'll get in your car and leave the lipstick cap or the whole thing or compact, or they'll adjust the seat forward or back, or mess with the mirror and leave a smudge on it. And so the wife gets in the car, she's like, something's different. The seat's too far back, too far forward. I wear Christian Dior and Jean Naté, and this car smells like Pepe Le Pew and Odie Bologna. So they'll let each other know that they've been there. So they were in an epic struggle, Sarah and Hagar. And so Sarah started treating Hagar so bad, Hagar said, I got to get out of here. So she runs out and leaves the house, and she's crying and got Ishmael under the bush. And God speaks to her and tells her, you got to go back because Ishmael's just too young. And so somehow God must have laid it on Sarah and she calmed down. And so they went about 13 years. Then when Abram is 99 years old, God comes back and speaks to him and tells him that he's going to have the child of promise with Sarah. And Sarah overhears it and she laughs. And God's like, why are you laughing? And she said, no, I wouldn't laugh. God said, we're going to name your son Isaac, which means laughter. Sure enough, a year later, Sarah conceived. Now it's oh happy day. She's got the child of promise. Her and Abram are happy. It's all good. And then eventually, what happens is this Bible says that Ishmael teased his younger brother Isaac. Now, he might have teased his baby brother. You know, maybe the baby had big nose or big head or funny looking. You know, some babies are a little funny looking. But I tend to think, and I've known people that older brothers and sisters that have said they felt like they wanted to harm the younger baby or brother because they felt like they were being replaced. However, I never felt that way, and I was an older brother. And one of the few perks of being the oldest brother is sooner or later, the parents are going to leave you in charge. Sooner or later, they say, we're not getting a babysitter, we can't find one. You got to watch your younger brothers and sisters. And so you know what happens then, right? He's after all that he's had to gone through. It's one of the few perks the older brother gets or older sister gets is they get the when mom and dad leave them in charge, they get to boss their baby brothers and sisters around. And they tell as soon as mom and dad walk out the house, there's a new sheriff in town. Y'all gotta do what I say. And so they pick on them. And my guess is that's what happened with Ishmael and Isaac. Sarah, Hagar, Abram had to go out, party, church, who knows. And as soon as they left, Ishmael started picking on Isaac. And Sarah probably doubled back. Maybe she forgot the gift or the directions, her keys, phone, or maybe she was just checking up to see what happened. So she comes back, and sure enough, Ishmael's picking on Isaac. And she said, all right, that's it. Abram, that boy and that woman got to go. And Abram said, now she started the problem, but I got to solve it. And so Abram says, I'm sorry, Hagar, but you got to go. So he fixes her a lunch. I don't know if he got her a Happy Meal or a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, but he sends her on her way. And so Hagar's out there again. Now she's crying. The only thing different now is Ishmael's like 16, 17 years old. So God speaks to her again and says, don't worry about it. Y'all going to be all right. Ishmael's going to be a great hunter, and he's going to have many tribes. And in fact, his descendants and Isaac's descendants are going to be at enmity for all time. And sure enough, right now, today, the Israelites and the Israelites are Isaac's descendants. The Palestinians are Ishmael's descendants, and they at war, fighting and cutting up. I know they got detente, right? They at peace right this minute, but they be fighting and going back and forth all the time. And God tells her, I'm going to take care of you. It's going to be all right. And what I want you to know is no matter how bad things get, no matter how people lie on you, talk about you, mistreat you, and Hagar was really mistreated. And she might have got her little digs in, but basically she was mistreated. No matter how bad things get, and I know we got the virus, people have lost their jobs or lost time at their jobs, or they can't hardly make the rent or their mortgage bill. No matter how bad things got, God hears you. When you pray and call out to God, he hears your cry and he will answer. He will make a way out of no way. So no matter what you've been through, no matter what's been done to you, God hears, God cares, and he will act to deliver you. Well, I hope you got something out of today's discussion, and we look forward to seeing you 2 weeks.